Welcome.
Hey everybody, and welcome back to the Jurassic World Evolution pre-show. In episode 3 today, we are going to look a little bit at what I call the breeding system, which is definitely not the right term, but yeah, maybe as an eye-catcher or a little bit of a clickbaity thing to go into, I chose to use this wording for it, but we'll go a little bit more into it. As always, I'm joined by Chris. Hey, man.
Hello you, hello everyone else. How you all doing? I know you can't answer me, but let me know how you doing.
Well, at least for me, I'm doing good, and hopefully all the guys out there as well. And still, you can also see that the excitement for Jurassic World Evolution is growing out there. The content is raising, and you know it's going in. And I think everybody out there is now looking forward to more information about the game. As far as it is for this episode, guys, there is not too much new information available, so we are going to use what is available for us and also what we do know from different sources. Just as a clarification, the first 2 episodes, if you haven't seen them yet, you can just go right into the playlist and watch them. Last time we had Bo Marit from Frontier Developments actually with us, talking about the films, and in the first episode Chris and I talked about the games that have been released, somewhat about Jurassic Park or Jurassic World games. So yeah, these were more kind of like a warm-up, wasn't it, Chris? Was more like, you know,
they were a lot of fun though. Yeah, I think being a fan, you know, it's nice to fangirl about them as well. Do you know what I mean? So, because that's what we are. We're fans. That's why we do this.
Definitely. But I thought it's a good intro, you know, to get into this old Jurassic thing and game. It's good for those people out there who are not too much into it. They at least have then you kind of an idea about what the films are and what's good about the films and about the games, what have been there for what kind of games. At least for me, like, first episode was very informative because I didn't know much of the other games you talked about. So
well, I watched a video recently after recorded it, and there are so many Jurassic games. Like, we could have gone on for ages. Like, if we would have like really went into every game. So, but the games you talked about are the ones that we've played. So that's a fair way to do it.
Yeah, I guess, because then you actually have to say something which is somehow valid and not like out of the blue. But anyways, guys, today we are going to talk about the bioengineering, I should say. It's I think the better expression for it. And to talk a little bit more about this, you will now see blended into your screen the menu screen. I think it's an extraction of what is the menu screen in Jurassic World Evolution. This is taken from the footage. It was shown on the Frontier Expo, so way back in 2017, but there is still something very interesting in it, which we can talk about. So, I mean, breeding is something which is, it's kind of wrong in terms of Jurassic Park anyways, isn't it, Chris? Because there's not that kind of breeding. It's creating, isn't it?
Yeah, there is breeding, but they wasn't meant to. I think that's you know what I mean, though. I know what you're saying.
Life finds a way.
Yeah, it finds a way. So yes, there's breeding, but not from a purpose point of view. Yeah, there wasn't intended to be able to breed.
Right. I think what we can already confirm is that there won't be breeding in the literal sense in Jurassic World Evolution. So, nope, those dinosaurs won't reproduce themselves. This is already confirmed. And I guess looking at it later on in this episode from a more, bioengineerical point of view, it's not that bad, is that there is no breeding, because breeding is... Yeah, it was good for the second film, for example, or the third film, but, also referring to the third film, we still don't know if the Spinosaurus was kind of, a result of breeding or a result of creating.
Tampering, yeah.
Yeah.
I think they were trying to replicate feathers, and it went wrong.
Tremendously wrong, to be honest. Yeah. But anyways, I think... Now, looking at the screenshot, what we can see is like 6 different little kind of cards where you can click on or applications, and I think pretty much obvious is like dinosaurs, dig sites, locations, and the archive. But what's interesting about this is the paleontology and the genes. And you know, if you look at the genes, there is no dinosaur in it. It's kind of a frog. And now what comes to our minds, looking at Jurassic World Evolution or Jurassic World, the first film, there is a lot of hybrid things going on. I mean, like the Indominus Rex was surely not a dinosaur which has, you know, been made out of a serious source. It's basically a deadly hybrid out of different things. And now, it's obviously,
a dinosaur cocktail.
It's a dinosaur cocktail. Yeah. It's not as tasty as Bloody Mary, but potentially as Bloody Mary.
Yeah.
But yeah, okay, that's one. Sorry, that was such a bad pun. Anyways,
I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it.
But yeah, anyways, I think what's very interesting now, and now we are going into the more guessing. So everything we talked about now is already confirmed. You will have the dig sites and paleontology and genes in the game. But now what you can do with it, that's basically the question. Because I think what's also confirmed, also way back from the expo, I'm going to see that I can put in the quote if I can find it again. But there will be kind of bioengineering. There will be something possible. We will be able to create kind of something what potentially is a hybrid or something. What we don't know is how this actually works out. So it can be from, it has just different attributes and just looks the same way, but it's more aggressive, or it kind of looks totally different. I don't know. There has been also, oh yeah, okay, but first of all, Chris, yeah.
No, I was just going to say, because we've got two sections, we've got a paleontology and a gene section. I'm wondering if you do research in both fields and then unlock things that way. If that is the case of how to do it, do you know what I mean? Does that make sense? Like,
yeah, totally.
Yeah, like that. From what I'm looking at, the screenshot, that is what I imagine it's going to be. And then your dinosaur tab are your finished creations.
Yeah. So basically, you have the dig sites where you get the fossils from. And in the paleontology, I guess you will extract them, right? And in the genes, you will add some different genes you took from, well, I don't know, a cow or a frog. Yeah, you know.
Maybe there's different ones. Like that's for it. I think for it to have a whole section dedicated to itself, it has to be a big part of the game.
Yeah, definitely. So I believe, and there has been rumors about one special dinosaur that has been seen in a trailer, but already has been confirmed that it isn't a hybrid. I'm going to blend this in, and Chris, I would ask you to tell the name of this one, because I've no clue how this was called. Deinonychus? I've no clue.
Deinonychus.
Deinonychus. Okay,
yeah.
That's the word of it. So basically, what people were thinking was that this is kind of a hybrid thingy with a raptor in it, and you know, basically this is. But they confirmed already on Twitter it isn't. It is, as you said, the Deinonychus. I guess it was. I'm going to learn that one. But yeah, so I want to go on with that screenshot just to. What you can definitely see is I believe they borrowed a lot of the velociraptors in this model.
Right.
But if
the velociraptors, it's a bit complicated. So in the book, Velociraptor, to my knowledge, is Deinonychus, but Michael Crichton preferred the name Velociraptor. So Grant's character kind of categorized them as one.
Yeah, basically, yeah, I think because in scientific research, it also is that it would make sense because the Deinonychus is the bigger one, because an actual Velociraptor is way smaller, even in in Jurassic Park kind of sense. Sure, they're all a little bit oversized, but if you go with the Deinonychus, it is basically, as far as I know from research, it would be about the size that they had in Jurassic Park. So I think that makes sense.
Yeah, it's a tricky one because of the context it's in, but it's very Jurassic Park, Jurassic World Velociraptor like. I mean, even on that picture, you can see they're in a pack. Do you know what I mean? There's four of them, right? So, I mean, I say argument, my debate to people on the official forums was that no dinosaur in Jurassic Park is 100% dinosaur. So maybe
that's totally true. Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like maybe it's because people were saying the snout's too short, and I'm like, well, the cover up for that could be, well, it's not 100% DNA. So
yeah, but I think that's a good segue to get back to the bioengineering or the breeding, because I want to play a little bit with the misleading wording I used. But if we are able to create kind of hybrids, and in the next episode we're going to talk about the Cobra engine of Frontier, and I think we already have to talk a tiny little bit about it, not to talk too much about it. But if they would allow us to create hybrids, and now it's getting a lot of guessing, but if they would allow us to create hybrids, there has to be kind of a system that mixes models, and I'm not too sure whether this is easy or not. But so if they have thought of it, that has to be something, kind of procedurally done.
I guess it could be. Do you know, like when you play a game and you create your player, it could just be as simple as that. And I'm not saying it is as simple as that, but maybe let's say you can have a different color at some point. Maybe it might just be as simple as, oh, you need that version of a tree frog to get that color. Does that make? Do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Maybe like that. So instead of a color slider, you might have to get an African poison frog. I don't know the actual names, but maybe it's that way. Yeah. That's the scientific name. I'm going with it.
We need the chief beef snake to create a brownish one, which tastes like meat,
with a burger flipper.
Yeah. Wow. No, but I think it's a good. Yeah, that's a good hint. I think there's a huge variety of what it can be. Like, to what extent do they allow us to create that? I mean, wouldn't it be amazing if we have, like, for example, it can also be a little bit randomized, right? So if there is not that we can just build it, like, create your own player. It would be nice if it is random in a way, so that you just you mix some ingredients, as you said at the beginning. They're kind of a cocktail, and if you mix your own cocktail, you don't really know at the beginning if it tastes good, right?
Yeah, for sure.
If you do it like this, that would be funny. Like, if you actually, that's basically what they did in Jurassic World, right? Because they are, like, now in the Jurassic World 2, we will have the Indoraptor, which is definitely a cocktail went wrong, and or maybe not, depending on who you want to give the cocktail.
I cannot get over how scary that dinosaur looks. Like, terrifying.
So, and now I know that we are all into the guessing game now, but Jurassic World in general is all about hybrids. I mean, you even have those. What people didn't talk about, and I didn't find this in any other Jurassic World Evolution coverage. Remember, in Jurassic World, you had also this little zoo area where you have the tiny versions of the dinosaurs, right?
Yeah,
like where the kids go and play with them. Like, you have a very small Triceratops and stuff.
Or were they?
No, I think
they were modified. Yeah.
Yeah, I believe they were, because like, you had some of them who were definitely also smaller if they weren't babies. So it's everything is about hybrids and stuff.
In the first book, John Hammond used to have a elephant the size of like a little dog. So possibly, yeah. They talk about in his old days he used to carry it around in a little cage.
Yeah.
It wasn't it was an elephant, but it acted like an aggressive rodent, I think. So maybe,
but see, that's also a good one. Yeah. So maybe you have to deal then with different kind of features of the dinosaur. I would call them. Like, more intelligent, more aggressive.
Henry Wu talks about you can't have the traits of an aggressive dinosaur without the dinosaur being aggressive. So bigger, louder, more teeth. It will give you bigger, louder, more teeth. It's the end of the day. So yeah.
Yeah, I think you see that's basically what we are talking about the bioengineering. Okay, maybe to put this a little bit more into the structure. I think there is, if you see this as a slider of awesomeness, it could start on the left-hand side as a little bit awesome, that we can actually do some hybrids, but then the output would be, for example, different color and perhaps different attributes, right? And
how cute would it be to have a friendly Tyrannosaurus? I would love that. Seriously, I don't mean a vegetarian, but I mean that'd be so cute.
A vegan,
a vegan tyrannosaur.
Chris, yeah, be 2018, please. Sorry. Yeah, but you know, if we take the slider again and we slide a little bit more to the right side, to the more awesome side, then actually that would be, you know, adding to the attributes and to the color. It would be also nice to change size, for example, just simple size, not have different kind of elements, but just the size. So for example, have a smaller vegan tyrannosaur. You know, or have a gigantic velociraptor, for example.
I don't think that's gonna be the way, but that would be seriously cool. So,
yeah, you see, but I just wanted to make it a little bit more simple, so to scale it a little bit better. Because if we slide the slider way to the right side, where is the, I don't know, ever awesomeness plus X awesomeness, so like very awesome, that will be like where you can actually mix things, like, you know, have like the spines of Spinosaurs, or like have the Velociraptor with this little horn on the front.
That'd be cool.
Make it bigger, or have like have like an Indoraptor basically.
Yeah, I mean, we saw the on the screens at Jurassic, we saw a Stegosaurus Triceratops hybrid, like in the background on the screen. So maybe, who knows?
Yeah. See, and I mean, then the question is, and then, you know, that's basically on the right hand side of the slider where the ever awesomeness is. There are two ways of doing it. So the first way would be that all the kind of species are like pre-done, like that you have like already pre-done hybrids that kind of have been to unlock by mixing ingredients.
Yeah.
Or you have actually like a randomizer. What would be like the best solution ever, but I guess if they really have done this game will explode. Like that would be, you know, I just can't imagine, because that would be just way over the top. But I wouldn't complain.
Yeah, that's it, isn't it? I wouldn't complain. But Jurassic is such a popular IP. It doesn't need it almost. So it's, but I mean, we're getting like the like I said, the pictures indicate that we're getting something like it. But the dinosaurs are so awesome anyway. It would just be a really nice bonus. So. Yeah,
sure. Like if I now, and I think that's basically, let's end the guessing game, because you know it doesn't lead anywhere, because there is just no information we can add. If there will be information in the next couple of weeks, we will add them to the second last episodes. But I think, you know, we kind of displayed what it could lead to. Like we know that there will be kind of something hybrid-y, if it is just the attributes, and you know, but at least for me, if I could make a wish, I don't need the final solution we talked about just a second ago, but changing the color and kind of changing the attributes would be already very cool. Like as you said, you know, we need different kind of frog genes to make different colors, and maybe make them randomized, to get a little bit of variety, and maybe slight size changes, like very slight, not too, so that you have a little bit. Yeah, that would be for me perfect. Like I don't need more.
You don't need more,
No, yeah. So if we have enough species, and that would work, so that we don't have always the same ones. You know, we have 5 islands to fill, so it would be a little bit boring if we just have always the same colored. Yeah, but yeah.
I mean, I'd be happy with the aggression to gentle slider. So quite. Yeah. I mean, the colours, of course, it'd be. I mean, a hot pink tyrannosaur, that'd be sweet. But I from my personal thing, I think it will be more like the trait side of it. But we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah, I'm just wondering what you need to put in. Maybe a flamingo gene to get a
hot pink. Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
No, I've just walked into the room, and Charlotte's next to me, and she's shaking her head because she wants an orange dinosaur. Like
an orange?
Yeah, that's her favorite color, orange. So
wouldn't be too good to hide in the jungle, right? So better make it a big one that doesn't need to hide.
They can't hide. Yeah, Rudi says.
Yeah, well, the pink one neither, but
Well, yeah, the pink ones. Yeah.
Okay, but anyways, do you have anything to add, Chris? Maybe now let's open for the last couple of minutes the wishing game. What kind of do you want to? If you could make a wish, like, you know, free yourself from any limitations of computer game development, and in terms of hybrids, and you know, what do you wish?
Maybe what I said earlier about having a less aggressive Tyrannosaur and stuff, because I think that'd be so interesting, and maybe having like grumpy dinosaurs, ones that are more like picky with their food and things like that. I'm thinking more of a like management side of it. I think that would be harder to manage that way, because you have to cater for the animals that way. Because I think that's what this game's going to be mostly, isn't it? The management and stuff, which is good, which is good. Or we could go the complete opposite. We could have a really aggressive pack of raptors that are insanely hard to control. So that's what I want. I'd like the option for that.
Cool. Yeah, I think now I go my creative way.
Yep.
So you went for the management side, which actually to make it obvious clear for you viewers out there, in this game I'm also very much wanting the management side of it. But now, as I said, we can think free. I would love to have really this kind of randomized creator, right? That you can actually, I don't know, put in genes of a frog, of an alligator, and I don't know what else, or lizard, right? And then just put in different kind of species and add this with a, I don't know, Triceratops, and see what's coming out of it, right? That would be that would be cool. I mean, you could make a game out of this alone, right? You can make like the Jurassic Creator or something, basing on scientific research or stuff. I mean, that would be like, that would be like the best and cool thing ever. And then you get this one, and potentially, maybe to finalize this thought, it would be so cool if you don't get the attributes of it directly. So you have to learn about that. That'd be nice. You have to learn about what the enclosure has to look like, and you have to learn about is it fast, is it intelligent, can it hide, you know? I mean, if you add chameleon DNA, potentially you know it already, but if you don't, and you forgot about the kind of, as I said, the small African desert frog, and you don't really know about this one, that it can change color. You know, that would be fun. Like,
imagine having a T-Rex with the tail of a stegosaur, you know, spikes.
Wow, yeah,
that'd be really cool.
The mighty Nighty Rex.
Yeah. Imagine it just like biting down and then just swinging another dinosaur with its tail. Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. Alrighty, I guess that was all we can say about this one. So maybe to sum it up, guys, obviously there will be no breeding in the game, but as we talked a lot about this, we will be able, what is already confirmed, to create hybrids, but we have no clue to what extent. So we open up what it could be, and
do you know, just on that note, I could see them potential DLC with a breeding problem. I'm not saying that's going to happen. I just mean, can you imagine adding it about a year down the line, 6 months down the line, and you have to keep an eye out for like, well, hang on a minute, there's a baby dinosaur in my Parasaurolophus enclosure. Why is that up? Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm not saying launch game, but the possibilities are endless, aren't they? They really are.
Yeah. I mean, we have to look into it a little bit more from the IP standpoint. So it is, you know, Frontier's approach is now definitely tied more to what Universal is planning. So we have to see how they play the game of DLCs and stuff. But yeah, that's a topic on its own. So let's not try.
Yeah, just very briefly, we know that Universal, you know, I imagine are going to be quite strict with it, but in a way that might be good because we get the Jurassic experience. Do you know what I mean? So
yeah.
It's not. It doesn't always have to be a negative point.
No, that's true. That's true.
Yeah.
Okay, so perfect words to end it. It doesn't ever have to be negative. So guys out there, stay positive, stay excited for the game, and hopefully you liked this episode. Please let us know in the comments what you thought of this episode and what you want to see for the next episode. As I said, we talk about the Cobra engine of Frontier. So yeah. That's basically one of the episodes.
If anyone's got any questions, we can try and answer the next episode for him as well.
Yeah, right. We can go through some of them. Right.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you, Chris.
No, again, it's fine. It's an absolute pleasure. I really appreciate you asking me. So.
Yeah, you're welcome. So, guys, have a good one and see you in the next episode. Bye-bye.
Bye, guys.